Then it says there are revealed things. Thank God there are revealed things. But it says about them that we may do them. The purpose of biblical prophecy is not to make you wiser than your neighbors, or to be able to say, well, now we know what's coming next. The purpose of biblical prophecy is to give you things to do. And my experience with God is this: if you obey what He reveals something more. If you don't obey what He reveals, He doesn't reveal anymore. Why should He? He says, carry on, do what I've told you, and I'll show you the next thing. Now, in 1958, if you can believe that people were alive as long ago as that, I was in East Africa, in the west of Kenya, principal of a Bible college, of a teacher training college for African teachers. And I took my little car and drove 7 miles into the main city there, Kisumu. I was taking my car into the garage or the service station to have it serviced. And I had a list of things that I needed to do in the town. And I felt myself very busy. And as I walked out of the service station, having handed over the car, I felt God said to me, not only does your car need service, you need service too. And I saw that I desperately needed oiling and greasing. And so I gave up my whole program, walked about 10 minutes down to the shore of Lake Victoria, Nyanza, which is the second largest inland lake in the world, and a very beautiful place, and at that time very tranquil. I sat down on a bench under some great overarching trees, pulled out of my pocket New Testament, and flipped it open. And I wasn't looking for anything, but I opened at Matthew 24:14, which is you'll be hearing again in due course, which says, this gospel of the kingdom will be preached in all the world as a witness to all the nations, and then the end will come. And God made it clear to me at that point. He said, this is priority number one for my people. Well, I was in a ministry as principal of a teacher training college, and my primary aim was to win my students to the Lord. So I was not by any means backslidden. In fact, I believe I was in the will of God. And hardly ever any student left that college in 5 years that was not saved and baptized in the Holy Spirit. Very, very few. So I wasn't wasting my time. But I felt the Lord had spoken to me. There was something more important. So I said to Him, well, Lord, if I'm not yet fully identified with your primary purpose, I want to be. Will you arrange it? And I think it took 20 years for the Lord to bring me to the point where it was arranged. Because in 1978, which was the year I married Ruth, I began a totally new phase of my ministry. I didn't know I was beginning it. I just did what God told me. God told me, I believe, to start a radio ministry. I had never been interested in that kind of ministry. But I started because God told me to start. On 8 stations in the United States in the English language, with a budget of $8,000 a month, and we really had no idea where the money would come from. That same radio program is now translated into 9 other languages and is virtually heard all around the world every day. It's in 4 languages of China and is broadcast at least once every 24 hours into China. It's in Russian, it's in Spanish, it's in Arabic, it's in Tongan, it's now being put into Samoan. Mongolian, thank you. It's the first actual positive message of the gospel that's ever been presented to the people of Mongolia. Now that has happened from 1978 until the present time, which is how many years? 16 years, about 17 years. I had no idea. I never thought that program would ever get outside of the United States or be in any other language but English. But God did it, see. He was beginning to develop in me this primary purpose of God. This gospel of the kingdom shall be proclaimed in all the world as a witness to all the nations, and then The end will come. When will it come? When the church has done its job. Since then, Ruth and I have been privileged to minister in very large Bible teaching conferences in all sorts of improbable places. Moscow to start with, and then Alma-Ata. And most of you don't even know where Alma-Ata is, but it's the main city of Kazakhstan, which is one of the southern provinces of the former United, the Soviet Empire. This year, God willing, we're going to be in Turkey. We live for that. That's our purpose in life. But it didn't all happen in a day. God had to work it out gradually. But I want to tell you this. If I had not, to the best of my ability, obeyed what God showed me from Matthew 24:14, I doubt whether God would have ever shown me anything else. Revelation is conditioned upon obedience. Would you like to say that with me? Revelation is conditional upon obedience. If you don't obey, God won't show you anything more. The devil may show you a great deal, but not God. So that's first and second purposes, or principles. Number one, there are secret things and revealed things. Trying to find out the secret things is a waste of time. Number two, God reveals things that we may do them. And if we don't do them, He will not reveal any more to us.